guys, Moshe the Electric Israeli is here. Thank you for joining my channel. I want to show you this awesome interview of Jim Hakett, CEO of Ford. He gave this interview to Bloomberg News right after the the introduction and the reveal of the Ford Mustang Mach-E. All right, gave a great interview. Said really interesting thing about Mustang becoming profitable immediately. That's very interesting. But the fact that the Mustang will be produced in Mexico, I'm sure our president is not gonna like that. But the fact that Mustang is going to be also sold in Europe and produced in Europe, but eventually, he talks about the difficulty of converting an existing Ford regular gasoline manufacturing line into an EV, and they used to make the Ford Focus EV in Mexico, so it's easier to do that. But eventually it will make its way to the United States. And notice how his eyes lit up when the interviewer brought up the China. So my takeaway, you know what? Watch this, and then I'm going to give you my takeaway right after that.
Jim Hakett, Ford CEO, thank you very much for having us, and congratulations on the Mustang Mach-E. Will it turn a profit?
This will make a contribution margin, which is your revenue minus your cost, on vehicle number one. So that's surprising a lot of people because electrics have not had a history of making money. But this will. Now, of course, the amortization of the development, once you get that behind, it's totally profitable. We have to cover the cost of the invention.
So how have you done that, though? I mean, what kind of margins are you expecting on the Mach-E vis-a-vis your existing bestsellers?
Well, I can answer it this way. The design challenge was to take what has been missing in electric vehicles and create the passion that follows with Mustangs and marry those together. And so we've got a price point with the Mach-E base package that's in the mid-30,000 with the incentive, with the federal incentive here in the United States. And so it's going to be attractive to customers. It's going to make a contribution margin. It's a great story.
Why Mexico to build the car?
So Mustangs, 100,000 Mustangs are made in the United States in Flat Rock, Michigan. When it came time to build the EV, you have to build a different kind of factory, so we didn't want to complicate the two lines together. As we start to adopt more electric vehicles, we had capacity down there. We have no capacity in the United States. We're going to add electric capacity here in the United States, and they'll be building other electric platforms.
Was it a difficult consideration on that location? I mean, what kind of blowback essentially are you expecting from the administration, from Americans who may may have wanted that car to be built in the United States?
The Ford Motor Company has a distinct advantage in the world of automotive manufacturing in the United States. We employ more workers, making a higher percentage of our vehicles for North America than any of our competitors, by a wide margin, actually. This is why the UAW agreement was really designed and settled in 3 days. And in that, we had deep conversations with our partners and said, we've got a lot of commitments that we're now making to the United States. They saw more of the advanced portfolio. They were very happy about this.
And did that include any conversations with government at any level as well?
Well, it's our policy to not surprise anyone. So we let everyone know what's going on. And, Joe Hinrichs, who's president of automotive, has a distinct leadership position in the USMCA program because he's been helping the U.S. government understand what automotive manufacturers need in that new design. I was just in a social setting with one of our congressmen, two of our congressmen yesterday at a football game. Just happened to see them at a gathering. And we were talking about the adoption of that, the USMCA needs to happen because there's a give and take in there. Not everything went Ford's way, but it's the right thing for the country.
As you know, Jim, 75% of what North Americans are buying are light trucks, and you're planning to electrify the F-150, but why not start there? Why not start by electrifying a pickup and go with the Mustang? And what is the timeline for the pickup truck?
Well, we haven't announced the timeline for the pickup truck, but here's the cool thing about electrification. It's part of a total portfolio of propulsion we've reasoned and we're going to offer our customers. There's electrification, there's hybrids. The technology in hybrids is dramatically different than where it was 10 years ago. If you saw the components that went in, it's like the difference between an air conditioner and kind of a Game Boy on top of your television. The technology's improved so much that hybrids have a lot of attraction, and gasoline engines still perform above both of those when it comes to certain kind of utility assignments. Ford, though, in the face of that, has made a commitment to be carb neutral by 2030. So we're actually leading our industry by asserting that the time is right for the auto industry to take this position. So as you start thinking about electrification, the challenge is the adoption rate by our customers. It's less than 5% today.
Well, what about geography? Because the first phase of Mustang Mach-E is the US and Europe. Talk to me about Asia, and in particular perhaps China. What do you see for that region in terms of electrifying your fleet?
I'm smiling.
You're smiling?
Yeah, because China's got a mandate for electrification, so the Mach-E has a role in that application. Europe is going to be on time, selling at the same time we are in the United States. It's the first time Ford's ever simultaneously introduced something in both markets at the same time. But in the case of Europe, you know, we also have a backup in that we've created a joint venture with VW to take advantage of their MEB platform for some of the smaller vehicles.
Final question. You've sold more than 10 million Mustangs since 1964. How many of these Mustang Mach-E's are you going to sell?
A lot.
Can you give me a number?
Well, you just got to sit tight with that, because here's the neat thing that we will tell you. For the first time in our history, we have a reservation system starting in a few hours, and we have a war room. We'll know by the tick how many people want one of these products. And so that's kind of a future of the way you will see demand. We'll actually have a much better picture, and we'll be sharing that, of course, as we start to hear the news.
Jim Hakett, Ford's CEO, thank you for having us at the unveil of the Mustang Mach-E.
So put in your comment what you think what is your takeaway. But I give you mine. My takeaway is this: that it feels like Ford is committed to this Mustang, electrification of Mustang. It is eventually committed to making it in the United States. That's number 2. Europe number 3. China number 4. I feel that. I did not get the sense that this is Volkswagen reckoning moment of electrifying all their fleet by, let's say, I don't know, 2030, let's say. I don't think Ford is in that direction, electrifying everything, but I think more electrification is coming down the pipe. He mentioned also the Ford F-150. So I think I got a mixed message of what the electrification is going to be about, but I did sense you get a commitment to this Mach-E, but also a commitment for the gasoline version of Ford. Let me know your thoughts, guys. This was a very interesting interview. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.